Hello and welcome back. This topic is called hypnosis. What you must know to achieve your weight loss goals. Let us take a few pages to discuss hypnosis, what it is, what it isn't, and give you some interesting research regarding hypnosis. Hypnosis has been around since the beginning of time. The earliest examples being found in tribal ceremonies of early humans. One of the earliest recorded descriptions of hypnosis was found in an Egyptian tomb written on papyrus dating back to 1500 BC. The Egyptians, the Greeks, and the Romans all used hypnosis for medical and religious purposes. While developing his theories on psychoanalysis, Sigmund Freud used hypnosis with his patients. Hypnosis was used in World War I and World War II as an anesthetic when supplies were low, and also in the treatment of soldiers with combat neurosis. Medically speaking, in 1892, the British Medical Association, the BMA, formally recognized that hypnosis had applications in modern medicine. Then following, in 1958, the American Medical Association, the AMA, declared hypnosis as a useful medical tool. In the laboratory setting, researchers have used hypnosis to create false memories, hallucinations, compulsions, and alternative behavior so that they could be studied and analyzed. One of the tools that are used is called a positron emission tomography, known as a PET scan. And by the way, it has nothing to do with pets or animals. It's a PET scan. It records an image of the brain. It is found that hypnosis produces a very specific pattern of activity within the brain. It shows an increased blood flow in the right anterior cingulate cortex. This suggests that there is an internal focus. The brain activity is very different from normal and waking states. There are 4 types of brainwaves classifications. They are beta, alpha, theta, and delta. Beta waves are the normal waking consciousness state. As you read this book, you are in beta. Beta is a state where you are wide awake and aware of your surroundings. Alpha waves are slower pattern that are found when people relax or listen to music or meditate. Theta waves are present just before and after you awaken from a deep sleep. They are also present during the hypnotized trance state. Delta waves are deep sleep. Delta allows you to rejuvenate and dream. Using the PET scan, scientists have made some exciting discoveries regarding hypnosis. For instance, many people have concluded that hypnosis is simply imagination. This now known not to be the case. It has been determined that there is absolutely no relationship between hypnosis and imagination. While in a state of hypnosis, many people experience auditory sounds and visual hallucinations. This is the reason oftentimes people would connect imagination and hypnosis. Using the PET scan, researchers have discovered that regions of the brain are utilized during hypnosis and imagination. That means that when a person imagines a sound, the activity is located in a different place in the brain. And when that same person experiences a hypnotic hallucination, the brain activity is recorded in an entirely different area. Henry Zetman of McMaster University in Ontario, Canada, and his staff used PET scans to record the brain activity of hypnotized individuals who imagined a scene and then who experienced a hallucination. Researchers found that auditory hallucination and acting or imagining a sound are both generated within oneself. However, the hallucination in hypnosis, like that of a real hearing, is experienced as being received from an external source. They then tried to isolate the area of the brain responsible for this different brain response pattern while in hypnosis. 8 subjects were studied by Zetman and his colleagues during the hallucination session. During this session, each person heard the exact same audio sample while the PET scanner recorded the activity. Their brain activity was observed during 4 conditions: while they were listening in their normal waking state, while they were simply rested and heard an audio sample, while they just imagined hearing the audio sample, and while they were in a hypnotized state responding to suggestion to hallucinate the audio sample, although it was not playing. The research revealed a region of the brain called the right anterior cingulate cortex was just as active while the volunteers were hallucinating as if it was while they were actually hearing the stimulus. In comparison, the right anterior cingulate cortex was not active while the volunteers were imagining that they heard the audio stimulus. Hypnosis had completely deceived that area of the brain into registering the hallucinated voice as genuine. Sometimes I hear people say hypnosis is nothing more than simple relaxation. The fact of the matter is, hypnosis has nothing to do with relaxation. In a study in 1976, Banyai observed that subjects who were vigorously riding stationary bicycles were just as responsive to hypnotic suggestions as when they were hypnotized in a relaxing setting. Oftentimes, we give demonstrations in less than quiet environments, and never have I had any problems. In addition, hypnotizing tense, upset, or nervous individuals is no different from someone relaxed and sedate. Oftentimes, I will hear others say hypnosis is no different than the placebo effect. A number of research projects have proved that incorrect. In 1969, Thomas H. McGleshan and his colleagues at the University of Pennsylvania found that for lower level scale hypnotizable subjects, hypnosis was a potent in reducing pain as a sugar pill that they had been instructed was a powerful painkiller. But highly hypnotizable volunteers received 3 times the benefit from hypnosis as from the placebo. At the University of Montreal in 1997, Pierre Ranville studied the brain response during hypnotic pain relief. The purpose of the study was to locate the brain areas connected with the suffering components of pain as disunited from its sensory aspects. The study, while using PET, showed that hypnosis reduced the activity of the anterior cingulate cortex, an area known to be involved with pain, but it was not a factor in the activity of the somatosensory cortex, where the pain sensations are processed. It's been determined that hypnosis can be an exceptional pain reliever. The National Institute of Health Technology Assessment Panel in 1996 judged hypnosis to be a valuable tool for alleviating pain from cancer and other chronic conditions. Extensive clinical studies also testify that hypnosis can reduce the pain experienced by burn patients, as well as children with bone marrow issues, and to assist women in labor to reduce and remove any pain. In the International Journal of Clinical and Experimental Hypnosis, a study revealed that hypnotic suggestions relieved 75% of pain for 933 subjects in a total of 27 different experiments. The pain relief effects of hypnotic suggestion are valuable and important, and in some cases, the degree of relief exceeded that by morphine. Some of the earliest cases of clinical hypnosis are for the treatment of pain and medical application in the military. These are documented from around the world. Hypnosis can also boost the effectiveness of psychotherapy for some conditions. A study conducted on the effect of people in 18 different studies found that patients who received hypnosis in addition to their cognitive behavioral therapy for disorders such as insomnia, obesity, and anxiety showed higher improvement than 70% of the patients who utilized psychotherapy alone. Obviously, you should never self-medicate and should always seek proper medical advice before beginning any type of treatment. Many people say, how do you know if people are really hypnotized? Couldn't they just fake it? Yes, they could try to fake it, but it is very easy to see for the trained hypnotist. There are two studies that are worth noting in this section with regards to faking the hypnotic state. The first was in 1971 at the University of Pennsylvania. Frederick Evans and Martin T. Owen contrasted the reactions of two different groups of subjects. One of the groups was made up of people who were hypnotizable, and the other group was made up of people that were instructed to pretend to be hypnotized. An experimenter was instructed to conduct a hypnotic procedure that, unknown to him, would be interpreted by a setup power failure. The experimenter would naturally leave the room to investigate the power failure. The subjects who were told to fake hypnosis immediately came out of the fake hypnosis state. They looked around the room and responded naturally to the disturbance. The participants who were hypnotized slowly and with some difficulty awakened from hypnosis. Another interesting study was conducted by Taru Kinnunen, Harold S. Zemansky, and their colleagues at Northeastern University. They utilized a lie detector to measure the response of hypnotized and faking unhypnotized subjects. While faking hypnosis, the lie detector revealed their responses as it traditionally would. However, when used on the hypnotizable subjects, the lie detector could not detect the truth from the lies. When a hypnotized person is provided with suggestions, their full psychological system reacts appropriately and supports the truth of those suggestions. There appears to be no difference internally to real or events experienced while under hypnosis. For many people, that comes as no surprise. For years, successful individuals have been using hypnosis to increase their skills mentally, which immediately impacts their application of that skill and their successes. Hypnosis has been used by sports achievers as well as salespeople, managers, CEOs, and students. Hypnosis is a tool that will allow you to lose weight with no resistance. Moving on. Can you be hypnotized? The no resistance weight loss system. You may be thinking, hypnosis sounds wonderful, but can I be hypnotized? I don't think I can be. I'm very stubborn. I don't have a good attention span, and I hate to give up control. Well, you may then be surprised to learn that you probably already experienced hypnosis on a daily basis. Yes, you see hypnosis as a natural state of mind that we all typically experience every day. Have you ever found yourself completely immersed in an activity to the exclusion of everything else? This is a natural trance state. Common examples of this are while watching a movie and becoming transfixed into the plot, or in working intently and finding that the last 4 hours have flown by without your conscious awareness. Another form of hypnosis. Perhaps you have been reading a book and been so transfixed that you did not hear someone come in and speak with you. Perhaps they are surprised you or woke you from the state of mind and had to repeat their salutation to you. Hypnosis is naturally experienced daily. Recently, I was working with a sales organization to improve their profits. During the program, an individual related to me that he did not believe in hypnosis and that it could not be beneficial. Really? After working with this to increase his rapport skills and mindset, he has become much more successful and cannot say enough about hypnosis. Hypnosis is not witchcraft, it's not manipulation, or it's not magic. It's simply a tool that will allow you to tap into the power of your mind. The next question, what is required to be hypnotized? Hopefully by now, you're beginning to realize that you need not make a deal with the devil or expect any negative side effects whatsoever from hypnosis, right? Indeed, if that is the case, you absorb those liabilities on a daily basis. All that is required to be hypnotized is a willingness and a minimum IQ of 60. If you are not willing, then you will not focus. You will not concentrate on reaching this state of mind. And consequently, you won't. If you're the sort of person who does not have to have high level of hypnotizability, then it merely means that different tools may be required and longer time may be required to put that person into a special state of mind. You can enter trance state anywhere you desire. Sounds, lights, and external disturbances can themselves be incorporated into the hypnotic process called an induction. Oftentimes, incorporating these will make the hypnosis state easier to reach and more satisfying. You ask, why does hypnosis work? Hypnosis works through the power of suggestion. In order to fully understand the how, it's important to discuss the mechanics of your conscious and subconscious state. Recall is the last time you operated your vehicle. Perhaps it was to go to work, shopping, or to the doctor's office. Think about that trip. Do you recall the details of that drive? Most don't. Most people do not consciously drive their vehicles. For most people, driving is an unconscious state of mind. The no resistance weight loss system. They don't say to themselves, I must put the vehicle in gear, release the parking brake, check over my shoulder for oncoming traffic, signal turn left, release the steering wheel to the right vehicle, and so on and so on. Driving is typically done unconsciously. Your subconscious mind is aware of everything that is happening, but consciously you're thinking about things you need to do. Thinking things like you want to watch on a television show later, or things you wish you would have said or done. We tend to multitask all day. We easily and naturally move between the conscious to the subconscious. Take this simple test. Read that. I fly a kite every day. What did you see? Your selective conscious mind would probably have you focus on just the letters of the sentence structure. I'm certain you also saw the book you're holding, possibly the floor beneath it, and maybe the furniture that is beside you. Consciously, you become very selective of what you were processing. Subconsciously, your awareness was fully engaged by all these other factors. In addition, there certainly are no other stimulus as well. Perhaps once directed consciously, you'll become aware of the sounds in the background or the temperature of your surroundings more than likely while taking this test once. We're not in your conscious. By the way, did you read the A twice in the above box? You did? Who caught that? Wonderful. I do too. Sometimes in stress release programs, people will say, the only time I can turn things off is when I sleep. The ironic thing is that while you're sleeping, you're not turning anything off. You're actually turning other things on. You are adjusting your state. You are entering a delta level of brain wave activity and rejuvenating yourself physically while your subconscious going right on working. Have you ever had an issue where you could not resolve? Or have you ever found yourself trying to remember the answer to a question that you knew but could not recall it? If so, likely this information came to the forefront as soon as you quit trying to retrieve it. Maybe you woke up in the morning with it, or maybe as soon as you consciously got your pockets and your money pockets cleared from the store, you probably found it. Who knows? Things your subconscious took over and delivered that important information in no time at all. Things your subconscious took over and delivered that information in no time at all. The other day I was watching a program on artists. They had a number of songwriters who spoke about how they had awakened in the night and written the biggest hit of their career without ever even being consciously aware of it, until the morning they found the composition sitting beside their bed. How does it feel to be hypnotized? I'm sure you have seen zombies like characters in the movies and on television that are supposedly in a hypnotic state of mind. These common misconceptions can create attitude or opposition to experiencing the hypnotic state and implants the suggestion that you lose all control during hypnosis. In fact, you're more in control. In fact, when you are hypnotized, you are in more control than when you are in a normal state of mind. Remember, during hypnosis, your blood flow is increased in the right anterior cingulate cortex. This suggests that there is an internal focus, not a complete release of control. You become internally focused and your surrounding environments become important and insignificant if for any reason there was an emergency or attention was needed, and you would immediately emerge yourself to respond appropriately. Emerge means to come out to a full awakened state and come out of the water, to emerge. When people are in a controlled, hypnotized state of mind, the body is typically very relaxed. They may appear to be asleep, but the biological state is very different from sleep. You may be slumped over in a relaxed state, and while your body is relaxed, you'll remind yourself. You'll be alert and perspective of suggestions it is receiving. All other outside stimuli will become irrelevant. Your focus will be directly on the words and suggestions you are receiving. Your breathing will not be light and rhythmic. You will probably have a distorted sense of time. You will feel like you've had under for just a couple of minutes, even though it seemed 60 minutes to 90 minutes. If you are interested in learning more about hypnosis, there are many excellent books out there available to you. And you may say also, take care of my bill, or if you are really interested, most people become interested after experiencing significant weight loss. You may become a certified hypnotherapist with the national training program we offer here a select few times a year. Let's talk about the mind. Our minds are made up of two distinct parts, the conscious mind and the subconscious mind. Using hypnosis affects the subconscious mind. So let us take a look at how the subconscious mind works and what its responsibilities are. The subconscious mind is an incredible force within us. Since we will not be working with your subconscious mind in this program, it is important to understand that what it is and what it does. The subconscious mind is the largest part of the mind and operates much like a computer does. It has no critical factor. It accepts the truth of any idea allowed to enter into it. Garbage in, garbage out. Your negative thoughts, the negative things people have said to you. Negative things you have said to yourself. The thing your conscious mind has accepted at the time these were acceptable and were said to be used. Those fines. Found it out yesterday. I play a role in your mental programming and your weight loss. In a nutshell, negative thoughts have equaled to bad habits. This concept is covered in detail in our full self-hypnosis system. If you have always thought of yourself as a fat and other people have told you that you're fat, you can just change your conscious mind. If you say to yourself, okay, now I'm not fat, your conscious mind will not accept it. It will have to not accept differing opinions from the ones it has already embraced in the subconscious mind, which will always be within this one, within the war. The functions of the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind is programmed like a computer. The subconscious mind serves as a memory bank, much as a computer does. Whatever you put into a computer, it will be saved. And wherever the subconscious mind accepts, it remembers. The subconscious mind stores information on everything that we see, hear, taste, feel throughout our lives on a daily basis. It holds thoughts of consciously matter, remember. Perhaps you have experienced a problem at work that you couldn't quite figure out the answer to. One day later, you go back in and you fix that button that was missing, you could get done. This is your subconscious mind at work. Like a computer, you had given your subconscious mind all the information to sort through. You have thought about the problem yourself and possibly even brainstormed with Katrina about it. You have looked at the problem at every angle, weighed the pros, the cons, and you have attended the endless meetings. Have you attended those endless meetings? In the office on the issue and heard others' views of the problem. Your subconscious mind took all the information, tossed it around, and then came up with the best solution, just like my computer would. Wrong. As an aside, police departments across the United States now use hypnosis to retrieve more information about who witnesses crimes. For instance, perhaps a person who witnessed a robbery doesn't consciously remember seeing a license plate. Under hypnosis, if he saw the license plate, he may remembered it. Descriptions of cars and of suspects have also been attained this way. Subconscious mind controls mind and voluntary functions. The subconscious mind controls all inventory bodily functions such as your circulatory system, the breathing, digestive system, the blood flow, and the energy process. Imagine if you had to make a conscious decision a conscious effort to do all these things. We would not be able to function in our normal lives, but we would be reduced to sitting down, telling our blood to flow or our lungs to take in air, and our food budget or digest was too tight. Our emotions are located in our subconscious mind. Our subconscious mind is also the house of our emotions. Descriptions of cars and suspects have also been attained this way. Subconscious mind controls involuntary functions. The subconscious mind controls all involuntary bodily functions, such as your circulatory system, your breathing, your digestive system, and elimination process. Imagine if you had to make a conscious effort to do all these things. We would not be able to function in our normal lives, but we would be reduced to sitting there telling our blood to flow, or our lungs to take in air, or our food to digest. 3, our emotions are located in our subconscious mind. The subconscious mind is also the house of our emotions. Emotions govern our strength of desires. So if you have conflicting desire, I want to be thinner, the conscious mind, but I'm fat, the subconscious mind has already accepted this. The subconscious wins over the conscious desire to be thin. The subconscious mind houses our imagination. The subconscious mind is the house of our imagination. You don't think you have any imagination, you are wrong. Here is an excellent example of the imagination at work. Take a plank of wood and lay it down on the ground. Now walk across it. Pretty easy, right? Now take that plank of wood and lay it across 2 rooftops. Now walk over it. Oh, big different story, huh? Perhaps you feel afraid because you are certain you are going to fail, but you haven't failed yet, fallen yet, right? It is your imagination at work. Your imagination has pictured yourself failing to the ground or falling to the ground. The subconscious mind operates our habits. Our subconscious mind also carries out our habitual conduct such as dressing ourselves, walking and driving a car. We once consciously learned how to do things and had to concentrate on doing them, but they eventually became habit. The subconscious mind directs our lives. Most importantly, for our use here, the subconscious mind directs our energy towards our goals. Our behavior and thoughts are nothing but energy being expressed. The subconscious mind is constantly putting energy towards a goal. And unless it is given one to focus on, it will choose its own or focus on what that someone else has given it. These suggestions from others can oftentimes be negative and take hold and last for years. I call these imprints. And you can find out more in our full self-hypnosis system or in our live trainings. I found every single successful person that has lost weight has had a turning point. The turning point was when they made a clear, undeniable decision that they were not going to live like this anymore. They were going to lose weight. Some people make that decision for personal reasons, some make it for professional reasons, and some for family reasons. However, most people never make it at all. That concludes this phase of this chapter. We have one phase left, which is phase 6. Be back in just a moment. Thank you.